Ready when you are, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna mute myself.
You good call, fellas.
Thank you, guys. Ramos, have a good call. Paulie, you, Josh, thanks for being here. Cam, as always, thank you. Copy, 1 minute.
From the Thermoplex, it's the SFL Week 2 here on a Friday night, and we have a good one for you folks. It's the Chicago Warriors against the Denver Nightwings. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Ramos Lin. Alongside me in the booth is Mr. Mickey Melillo. Joshua Durr and Paulie Truth are in the stats truck. Our producer, as always, is Mr. Cameron Irvine. And Mickey, we have a couple of teams that have, got new pieces during the offseason, got some reinforcements, especially a team like Denver, who normally hasn't been too noisy in the free agency. For this season, man, they got a haul of players.
Oh, you are absolutely right, Ramos. Both these teams are coming off a disappointing season. Chicago 4-8, Denver 3-9. But they made some big moves, like you said, in the offseason. Denver brought in Trellis Blanton from Cream City and Jay Viper from Motor City, bolstering their line, bringing over former Scorpion offensive tackles Gene Bendazi and Igor Barbatov, who both have 10-season experience, including Tank Bennett with 14 seasons coming from Louisiana. Chicago picked up wide receiver T. the Queen from Minnesota, as well as Telemac Scarborough, Melodious Manning, and top keeper, all from division rival Indianapolis.
As this kick is away, Denver will receive the football first, and it's a good kick. Nailed down for a touchback, as we're going to see the Denver Nightwing offense first. Trellis Blanton is the quarterback. Running backs in the backfield, Dwayne Sammons and Bailey O'Shaughnessy. With fullback is Ari Mills. Wide receivers, Jay Viper, Logan Keel, Jeremy Mosley, and Dylan Lewis. Let's introduce you to the rest after this play. 12 personnel, 2 tight ends set, as Dwayne Sammons gets the handoff for a gain of 4 yards. Marquis Sango and Gene Benazzi with Igor Barbatov and Marcelo Martin will be at the line. Marquis Sango, the tight end, second season with Denver. The latter 3 in the offensive line, a combined 5 all-star appearances between those 3. Man in motion, that's Logan Keel from right to left. On a 2nd and 6. Blanton to throw. Blanton with time, scrambles to the right, runs out of time now, and will go down for a loss of about 4 yards. So Chicago gets a sack, first sack of the game, and they get back the yards that they gave up on the previous play.
And that was tough for Trellis Blanton. He had a check down receiver over to his right-hand side. He just didn't see him. His eyes were down the field. If Trellis wants to be very productive in his game, he's got to keep his head on a swivel and look to all his receivers.
4 receivers for Blanton as he again goes right. The pass deep, and it's caught for a first down. That one to number 87 on the catch, Dylan Lewis, the wide receiver. 5th season in the Simulation Football League. One-time All-Star. Nice throw.
And Dylan Lewis right there, he was on a standard post route there, and he just got in between the 2 defenders that were in zone defense. And it was just a great job by Blanton to be able to get the ball where Lewis can catch it and not be interfered with.
Poor defensive line now showing a blitz. Going in motion. That's the receiver number, I believe it was 85, Tim Carter. As Travis Blanton will drop back to throw. The pass deep, and it's picked off and being returned by Chicago as the defense makes a stop past the 40 and up to the 43-yard line. But a really strong drive here for Chicago defensively. They get a sack, and now they get the interception.
That was K Magic there on the interception. You'll see K there just come and jump the route over Logan Keel right there, being able to pick up the interception, and besides that, able to pick up a few yards in the other direction to give Chicago great field position in the other team's territory to start this drive.
Chicago will take over on offense with really good field position. The ball at the 43-yard line. Pro set this time, as they will hand the ball off right up the A-gap, and a nice opening there by the offensive line as Scott gets about 5.
And Baloo Scott right there doing what she does, picking up 5 yards on first down, doing everything she can. It's her 5th season in the league, four seasons here with this team. Just a great running back on this Chicago Warriors team.
Playbacks formation this time. Denver with 8 in the box. Chicago will throw out of this formation. The pass, it's a hook play, and the pass is caught for a gain of 6 yards. A nice route right there, like a stick route by the wide receiver. That was number 17, Tita Queen,
And
former teammate.
Yeah, one of my former teammates and one of my favorite people in the league. We were rookies together. We got drafted together, and I know I'm going to say this. She's going to understand. Rookies stick together.
As this handoff will go for a short loss on the play. The Chicago offense type attack, Baloo Scott and Dean Jackson in the backfield. Ryan Orlovsky, Gus Scott, Tita Queen, Lyric Da Vinci, John Fullerton, and Paulie Truth being the tight end are your receivers. Jackie Jones and Jess Fullerton Galarza are the tackles, and Robin Mono is the guard. So 3 offensive linemen of note, 2 rookies, both undrafted for the Chicago offense. As Patak will drop back to throw with time. Now scrambles, and Patak has an opening and will get about 14 yards and a first down. You know, you have to contain those A-gaps when you go against Chicago, Mickey. You know, Ty Patak has a tendency of scrambling.
I was just about to say that, Ramos. Ty Patak is known for his legs, for his footwork. He will run the ball, and it just keeps every defense on their toes, wondering when he drops back, is he going to throw or is he going to scramble and run for a first down? That case, he didn't see anybody. He got the first down.
Win set. Looks like Denver is ready for a run. Actually will pass, and it's incomplete, overthrowing their intended receiver. Nice call on the blitz there by Denver, as this is going to be a 2nd down and 10. Paulie Truth, the intended receiver.
And I don't dislike that by Ty Patak there. He knew that the pocket was starting to close. He saw Paulie Truth on a fly pattern. He tried to get it to him quickly. It was just a little bit too strong for Paulie Truth to get there.
2nd down, 10 yards to go with an offset eye. Showing the blitz, and coming with the blitz is Denver. Patak with time. Patak goes outside, and the pass is incomplete. In and out of the hands of the receiver. That seemed like a pretty good throw by Patak, but unable to come up with it is the receiver. 3rd and long.
You got to give the defense credit there. Their defense was all over the receiver. I did not catch either one of those numbers, and I apologize to both those players. But the defense was right there on coverage, and it was their fault that the receiver couldn't maintain possession for the first down there.
3rd down and 10, single back formation. 4 wide receivers. Patak to throw, goes middle, and the pass is incomplete. And one of the rare cases where an overthrow is not that bad of a play. If that pass was on target, that was going to be intercepted, to be honest, by the safety.
Oh, you're absolutely right there, Ramos. And now it looks like they're pulling out their kicking team. This is Top Kiefer. He came over from Indianapolis last year. He's one of the better kickers in the league, and something Chicago needed. They needed a contracted kicker, which is what they sorely missed last year.
As Chicago will kick this one between the uprights. And those are the first points allowed by this Denver defense so far this season, as they actually got a shutout win against Carolina last week. They won 16-0. So Chicago not that bad of a start well, actually a pretty good start. They got an interception first drive, and now they come away with 3 points. Not bad at all.
No, not bad whatsoever. But what Chicago needs to do is once they get the ball, just settle down. Use not only the arm of type attack, but use the legs of Baloo Scott and be able to move the ball. They went 3 and out after they got the first down because of mistimed and not the best accurate throws by type attack, and that's what cost them 3 extra points there.
Chicago, on the other hand, looking for their first touchdown of the season last week, falling to the Houston Headhunters 20-3. So already matching the output they put against Houston, but you know that in the SFL you need touchdowns, not field goals, to win most games, as this is going to be a run with Dwayne Salmons for about 9.5, just shy of the first down marker. And this is a Denver team again, Mickey, that got a lot of talent during the offseason. They've had a couple of struggling years back to back, actually about 3 or 4 seasons in a row, pretty struggling, and this one is a really good run, about 10 or 12 yards on the play for a first down. But it looks like Denver is starting with the right foot, and it's better when Denver is good. The league is better when Denver is good, and we miss the Nightwings in the playoffs.
No, I absolutely agree, and they've got a great two-headed monster there in the backfield between Dwayne Salmons, who came over from Louisiana last year, and Bailey O'Shaughnessy, who was their main running back last year, and they're going back and forth each play with both these backs.
Salmons with the carry again, gets 3 on the play off the left-hand side. As we are halfway through the first quarter of play, Denver with an interception, gave up the ball in an interception last time out. This time going with a run approach. 4-3 defense for Chicago, 2 tight ends for Denver. They'll run the football again, and another good opening for a gain of about 3.5. Goes Bailey O'Shaughnessy, the veteran, and it's going to be third and manageable.
And you can just see exactly what I mean by a two-headed monster. You've got Dwayne Salmons, who's a very fast back, and then you got Bailey O'Shaughnessy, who's just a power back. He gets hit right off the line, but he can shake off that tackler and still pick up some extra yardage.
Showing pressure but not coming with it, but either way, getting the stop. That was number 58. I think that was DJ Kilgannon. Yes, it is DJ Kilgannon, former Canton Classic, getting the stop. And Chicago with back-to-back stops here, and Denver struggling early on in offense a little bit.
Just a great job by Kilgannon getting that tackle. And you're right, another punt here by Denver. They've got to be able to move that ball if they want to get points on the board.
For Chicago, last season, obviously first season as the Chicago Warriors, was an up and down year. They did have a couple of good games, even in losses. They had that game against the Canton Classics where they hung on with the Classics for most of the game. And you saw great plays made by type attack, almost like this one, actually a pretty decent throw, but better job in the coverage here by the Nightwings. And Chicago again starting the season 0-1, but I like some of the pieces. I really like their quarterback type attack. When you have a good quarterback, Mickey, you always have a chance to win any game. And type attack, the one real dual threat quarterback in the league.
Oh, absolutely.
High formation here for the Warriors. Patak to throw. Patak goes middle, and the pass goes to a lineman. A lineman eligible gets the catch for a gain of 8 yards. So some, neighbors and the Detroit Lions shenanigans here on second down.
What's even better was that was his center.
Yeah.
That was Barrett Robbins that caught that pass and was able to take it up for a few yards.
Type attack gets the carry for a gain of about 3, and it will be a first down. So some trickeration here by the Warriors, getting them a first down. Denver and Chicago, both in the Central Division. Denver Nightwings, due to their net points, right now stand at number 1 in that division. Obviously super early here in week 2, as Patak throws deep and the pass is overthrown. Second down coming up.
And that pass there was for T. the Queen, their wide receiver 1 this season. And I do have to mention, yes, both these teams are in the Central Division. They are rivals of mine, but I do have to say I love watching both these teams play.
Denver Nightwings, of course, a team with a lot of tradition, 3 times in the championship game, as Patak pump fakes, and he actually uses his legs to get about 3 yards. That could have easily been a loss of about 10, and instead he gets 3, 3rd and 7.
And that's what's dangerous about Ty Patak. He sets back, he drops back 7, 10 yards looking down the field. He pump faked there and faked out the entire defense because he was throwing the past few plays, and even picking up just 3 yards is still a net of 13.
Attack to throw, goes deep, and the pass is caught. A one-handed grab right there by Gus Scott, the 6th season veteran, snagging it with one hand. Not the best of throws, but a beautiful catch.
Oh, Gus Scott here did all the work. He just reached out his paw. He almost went Superman to get that ball, but he was able to get that catch. What great hands there by Gus Scott, picking up the first down, keeping this drive alive for the Warriors.
First down and 10 yards to go. On the fringes of field goal range, Patak will hand the ball off to Scott. She only gets about 1.5 on the play at best. 2nd and 9 upcoming. The Denver defense that, again in week 1 pitched a shutout. Shutouts in the SFL are really hard to come by. It's not easy to shut out a team, with all the talent that you have on offense around the league, and shut out a really good Carolina team.
Oh,
Attack will go down. Type attack, a loss of about 5 as the Denver defense gets some pressure on the quarterback.
And there is Gerald Cumbus there on the sack, coming in from the defensive end. As you see, he gets around the offensive lineman and just grabs Patak. As much as Patak has those legs, he just couldn't get out of the way of number 77 in the white jersey.
3rd down and 13 yards to go. Not a whole lot of plays for 3rd and very long in any playbook. Sometimes that's when Patak uses his legs and tries to probably get into field goal range. Not this time, as he will throw past the marker, and it's intercepted and being returned by Denver. There's that Denver defense. Past the 40, past the 45, and to the 47-yard line goes the Nightwings, and they will have great field position.
That was an ill-advised pass there by Ty Patak. He was sitting there looking for Ryan Olofsky, but Ted Haynes there, he was there, double coverage, was able to get his hands on the ball, get the pick, and again, run the other way to get the ball in good field position here. They're coming out 1st and 10 on their own 46-yard line, 47-yard line.
3-0, Chicago leads Denver. 1 minute left here in the first quarter. Both defenses with takeaways here in the first period of the ball game. Twin set, fullback in motion to the left. And the handoff will go to the left. A stretch play. O'Shaughnessy breaks a tackle, and she will get about 7 yards. The defense by Chicago, Darko Young and Sean Perrin are in the defensive line. Doug Day, DJ Kilgannon, and Telemark Scarborough are the linebackers. Kay Magic, Derek Majors, Ricky Robinson, Melodious Manning, Crunk Worthy, and Alex Bond are in the secondary, as this handoff again will go for a gain of about 2 as Dwayne Simmons gets close to the first down, but that's pretty much the same situation as last time out, Mickey. They had a 3rd and short and they couldn't convert. Let's say they try something different.
I would keep it on the ground right now. Simmons and O'Shaughnessy right now are doing a great job in that backfield.
We'll have to keep it between the tackles. As they will go, between the tackles, and this is going to be a handoff for a gain of about 5 yards. The offensive line for Denver absolutely dominating on that one play, which is the last one of the first quarter. Chicago 3, Denver nothing. You're watching the Simulation Football League right here on YouTube. Start of the second quarter, Chicago 3, Denver 0. I'm Ramos Lynn. Making Malillo providing the color. 3-3 defense showing here for Chicago, as both defenses, as you can see in the stats, have dominated this ball game. Shaughnessy gets about 6 on the play, one of the best carries of the night by either team.
And you're seeing that here with the Denver backfield. O'Shaughnessy is that power back, like I mentioned before, being able to shake off tackles, be able to break tackles, pick up more yards. Whereas Salmons is in there, and he's just a fast back, pick up 2-3 yards, and if he could break away, he's hard to catch.
Toss play going to the outside. That's Dwayne Salmons, and good pursuit by the Chicago defense. That's number 23, Crunk Worthy, the rookie. 28th overall pick in the most recent draft. Not easy to make a tackle in the open field like that on an angle.
And if it wasn't for Worthy there, if Salmons got around the outside, like I mentioned, he's hard to catch.
A fullback dive, and this is something that Denver has always had in the repertoire. You know, they have always had strong fullback play. That was number 46, not Ari Mills, but Chris Massey on the handoff. So a little bit of a curveball here for Denver, putting their backup fullback and running with it. Ari Mills is back in the lineup. Blanton to throw, goes inside for a slant, and this one is a catch, and Logan Keel gets a first down all the way to the 13-yard line as Denver is now knocking on the door.
What a catch by Logan Keel. We saw the same thing on the other side of the ball, but Logan Ketch not only catching it one-handed, but he had to avoid a defender there to be able to catch it. Great catch by Logan Keel. Good look by Trellis Blanton to put the ball in the only spot that Keel could catch it. 1st and 10 for the Nightwings inside the SFL red zone.
Two tight ends draw play this time, and that one goes nowhere as Bailey O'Shaughnessy is brought down for a loss. Perrin on the tackle. 3-yard loss. 2nd and 13 in this kind of position on the field, Mickey, is very tricky. You know, you don't have a lot of space to work with, and you need to get about 13 yards. Go in the I formation, and they would throw. Blanton with time in the pocket, goes left. Blanton all day tries to scramble and will go down, trying to get a page out of the type attack playbook. Doesn't work for him as Sean Perrin has his 2nd sack in back-to-back plays.
Sean Parent right there, he just was keeping an eye on Blanton there, and he was able to just get away from his blocker, get away from that center, and able to get Blanton, take him down for a loss. 3rd and 16 is tough, like you said, in this short field.
Bunch formation, Blanton to throw. Blanton goes down, Perrin again. Back-to-back sacks as Sean Perrin, in a span of about 45 seconds, ranks up the leaderboards for sacks in the SFL.
Well, if you turn around and we're playing bowling, that would be a turkey right there. And that's what he did, a turkey burger right there for Parrott, getting Blanton. Now, the field goal unit has to come on with Jordan Bradshaw.
So, the field goal is going to be about a 41-yard field goal attempt. As this one is good. 3-3 Denver and Chicago. We are now tied. Coming into this game, Sean Parent, in his career, 17 sacks. 3 in the last 45 seconds or so. As the defensive lineman completely wrecks that drive. Chicago will start again from the 20-yard line. We definitely see a wind here in the Windy City from left to right on your screen. Again, Mickey Melillo and Ramos Lynn in the commentary. Thanks for joining us here on a Friday night, as Chicago will set up shop at the 20-yard line. And in motion, that's the fullback. Twin set. Type attack will throw. Attack with pressure in his face. Throws, and the pass is incomplete. As the safety crashed down on that one. Could have been worse. 2nd and 10.
You saw that pocket just collapsing all over Patak. He let it go right at the right time. Otherwise, that would have been a negative yardage play for Chicago.
2nd down and 10. Similar look this time. 4-4 defense for Denver. Patak will throw. Again, tries to scramble to the right. Passes middle, and the pass is almost picked off. And again, that was number 37. That's Ted Haynes, the 10-year veteran, first season with Denver. Spent his first 9, I'm pretty sure, with Queen City. And making some great plays here for this Denver defense early on. 4 receiver set. Attack sends a man in motion. On the 14, got Scott. Attack to throw. Scrambles left. Attack tries to scramble. Gets the first down. Yes, no, actually. Ruled just shy of the first down marker. On first glance, Mickey, looks like he barely got it, in my opinion. What do you see?
I see the same thing. Looking at this replay here, he has to get to the 30-yard line. Maybe he is a bit short there, but we'll see. And there it is. There's the challenge. I was going to say there's going to be a red flag coming out for that play.
Yeah, so the red handkerchief. So let's take a retroactive look at the play. Get your console to play SFL on the go at goretroid.com. On first glance, through the naked eye, I think he got it. With that spin, I think he is just maybe half a yard past.
Now, here's the big,
very close.
Here's the big thing with that. His foot was on the line, but where is the ball? Because it's the position of the ball that we have to look at.
So the ruling on the field stands. The Seabirds consider there was not enough evidence to overturn the call. I mean, on the replay, it looked razor thin, so I don't disagree with the caller just, keeping the rule on the field, and Chicago will be forced to punt here on 4th and inches.
And that is 4th and an SFL chest hair if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. It's so, tricky, especially against a great defense like Denver to go for it on that side of the field. So, again, I'm not, you cannot be mad about the punt, as this one goes to the Denver 38-yard line, and that's where the Nightwings will try again. Both defenses playing really well. Again, just to go back to Denver's first game against Carolina, only 16 points, but that was enough to beat the Skyhawks at home. Chicago only put 3 last week against Houston, but even with that, the defense has some really good plays. And only limited Houston to only 20 points, as this carry will go for a gain of 3 yards.
And you're going to see that on both teams. You mentioned it. The Nightwings, they pitched a shutout. Chicago only gave up 20 points against a Houston team that's been strong for many, many seasons. So we're going to be looking at a defensive battle all game, and we've already seen that in the first quarter and a half.
Single high safety this time for Chicago. Let's see if Denver tries to take a shot. No, they won't. They will hand the ball off, and Salmons gets annihilated right there, just past the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of about 2.5. 3rd and 3.
Salmons picked up 3 yards, but he got pushed back 4 on that tackle.
Yeah. Rushing hit right there. 3rd down and 3. Chicago looks to be run committing. They will toss it to the right. Breaking a tackle. O'Shaughnessy, and doesn't get away from the grasp of number 99, Telemark Scarborough, the 11th-season veteran, former Rambler. And now Denver will be forced to punt.
Telemark Scarborough there, yes, 11th-season veteran, first year with the team. Great pickup there by Chicago coming over from Indianapolis for that player.
On its away, fielded at the 10-yard line and being returned to the 20. So Orlovsky gets it back to the same position as a touchback would have been. 4:54 left here in the second quarter. Chicago with the offense, again, looking for their first touchdown of the season here at home. Defense playing strong just like they did last week against the Headhunters. Looks like, we're due for a big play here, Mickey. Play action, attack, to throw. Well, that's a pretty significantly big play as Orlovsky goes for a gain of 20 yards. Tita Queen goes for a gain of 20 yards and a first down.
And that's something that Tita Queen is known for. I've seen her in Seattle. I've seen her in Minnesota, obviously. She is known when she is double covered or tight covered like that, she can make the big catches. And that was a big catch there for 19 yards, giving Chicago a first down, which they've haven't had in a while.
Offset I formation, Patak to throw. Patak just checks it down. Baloo Scott breaks a tackle. First down and more. About 15 yards. The heel steps out of bounds. And so they call it after a 50-yard game, but a couple of big plays here by the Chicago offense.
And Baloo Scott right there, you can see she catches the ball right there, and she was able to she takes the hit and was able to shake off the defender, pick up some more yards. Baloo Scott is just an awesome running back. She was on my Season 5 Championship Adams team, and I'm happy to call another game for her.
The Adams are just notorious for having good backs. Blue Scott is one of them. Now Jacob Morrison also, as the champion Adams got another ring, and another big play here for the Chicago offense as they're finally rolling. John Fullerton with the catch.
And not only was that just a first down catch there by Fullerton, what that does, it puts Chicago into field goal range. So even if they somehow stall this drive like they did in the opening drive of this game, they're still able to put points on the board with a veteran kicker like Top Kiefer on their roster.
First down and 10. Offset I formation. Slot showing a blitz, doesn't come with it. Patak on the rollout, passes, caught. Paulie Truth gets it to the 11-yard line, and finally some rhythm by either one of these offenses. We've seen a couple of good plays by both teams before this drive, but nothing with actual, momentum and actual rhythm.
And right there, Paulie Truth with the bump and run, just getting behind his defender. His defender didn't know what to do, who was playing man-to-man on him, but he got behind the defender. They were in a zone behind him. Paulie Truth, gotta say it, hashtag throw it to the tight end, picks up first down, and now they're in the red zone.
3 minutes left here in the second quarter. I formation, twin set, and in motion. It's Paulie Truth actually in the backfield. No, actually, that was a fullback, excuse me. Patak throws a check down to Baloo Scott. Not much there. Gain of about 1 yard. That'll be second down and 9.
Luke Schreiner there on the coverage for the back coming out of the backfield, coming from the cornerback spot. Good job covering Baloo Scott. Only able to pick up 1 yard on that play.
Second down, 9 yards to go. Patak to throw again. The pocket breaks down, and they think he's gonna be sacked. Coming in like a torpedo is Hugo Reynosa. 8 seasons here with Denver, as the left tackle had a tough time that time. That was Jess Fullerton Galarza.
And that was huge for Hugo right there, getting that sack right there. Pushed them back 5-6 yards. Now 3rd and 15.
Patak scrambles to the left, now runs. Patak slides, gets about 5 on the play. Not enough for a first down, but we'll make it shorter for Top Kiefer, as this is a 2-minute warning. Chicago and Denver 3 apiece, as both defenses playing strong again. You're watching the Simulation Football League here on YouTube. Thank you for joining us here on a Friday night. 10:03 p.m. in Chicago, local time. And we have a battle of defenses, as Top Kiefer will kick this one through the uprights and good. 6-3 Warriors over Night Wings.
Now, even Jack's data projected the over-under to be 41.5 for this game. But the big thing here is that it's such a defensive battle. You would think 6-3, oh God, it's not an exciting game. It's actually a very exciting game because both defenses are playing so well that this is making this game, even low scoring, a very exciting game. And just like T the Queen said in the chat, yeah, special teams for Top Kiefer there.
Absolutely, as this return will get past the 25 to the 26-yard line, and the Night Wings will have a little bit under 2 minutes to try to do something with it. 3 timeouts for the Night Wings. And that has quite a bit of experienced talent. You know, when you look at Bailey O'Shaughnessy, 8th year with Denver, you see Ari Mills, 10 seasons with the Night Wings. Logan Keel, 12 seasons with the Night Wings. Jeremy Mosley, 11 seasons. A lot of veteran talent here for this Nightwing offense. One of them has to come in and make a play. Single back formation. Handoff. This time goes to Dwayne Salmons. Breaks a tackle. And Dwayne Salmons is off to the races. 50, 40, and finally stopped at the 37-yard line. So Chicago had a big drive with some big plays. And Denver gets a huge play here on offense.
That's what I was mentioning before about Dwayne Salmons. If he can break away, he's got that speed to just break it out for a touchdown. If it wasn't for Derek Majors right there, being able to track him down from behind, Salmons would have put 6 on the board for the Nightwings.
Dwayne Salmons, one of those excellent backs that we had in the South Division with the Louisiana Revolution up to last season. Blanton to throw, throws deep, and the pass is caught wide open and staying in bounds is the receiver. That is Marquis Sango for a touchdown.
We were talking all game about the defense. What happened to the Warriors' defense there? I don't know if the defender fell down, but Sango was wide open. There was nobody there, nobody behind him. It was just a misread by the defense there, and that was number 23. That was Kronk-worthy right there. Just didn't keep his man-to-man coverage, or the safety just moved to the other side of the field. But left him wide open. There was nobody in front of him. Picked up 6 points here for Denver, pending the extra point.
Busted coverage right there by the Chicago defense, as we are now 10-6 Denver. So in just 2 plays, 73 yards and 42 seconds, the Nightwings take the lead, and we've made it to 2025, and that means that the 2025 SFL convention is right around the corner. It's headed to Baltimore, kicking off the league's 25th anniversary season, July 10th through the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor. You can reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net. Crazy. I mean, that's gonna start in about just 6 months to the date, actually. 6 months time, July 10th.
And if you want to see a hairy broadcaster, you'll be seeing me in a Sasquatch outfit all weekend long.
Well, I'm very much looking forward to see that, as Type Attack throws the ball middle, and that one is incomplete, in and out of the hands of Tito Queen. 2nd and 10.
And that was a great pass by Patak. It was right on target. That was just the defenders for Denver right there being all over Tita Queen, that she just couldn't possess the ball.
1 minute and 12 seconds left in the second quarter. Patak will throw. Patak with time goes middle. The pass almost intercepted. Threw it right to the defender. That was number 55, John Martin, unable to come up with it. 2-time All-Star, but that was just a bad decision by Type Attack.
John Martin was right there, and as we were talking, we were mentioning about the experience on this Denver team. Might not be experience in Denver, but there is loads of years of experience with this Denver team.
Attack to throw, the pass is caught, and I think that was Arlovsky with the catch. First down, Chicago calls a timeout, as they feel they have enough time to at least come away with 3 more points on the board. They will be aggressive. They throw 4 wide receivers and a tight end onto the field. I think that's Baloo Scott in the slot. With 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a running back, but all at the line. Patak will scramble. Patak opposite side. The pass is caught by John Fullerton, a gain of 6 yards.
And what's key about that play there, John Fullerton, he was able to get out of bounds. Chicago's just trying to drive down the field to get any points on the board, because they are getting the ball back to start the second half. So any points here are going to be beneficial for them.
Type Attack, an up and down kind of game, 10 of 20 with an interception. Chicago seems to remain aggressive, dropping back to throw. Attack throws to the outside, and that also should have been picked. To be fair, Tank Bennett on the coverage, I think, as well as Ted Haynes. Gonna be third and 4.
Tank Bennett there was on coverage. He had a clear sight of the ball. Type Attack just threw it out of his grasp, thankfully. Otherwise, Tank Bennett would have gotten the interception and would have just killed this drive for the Warriors.
Attack throws it, checks it down, but Pauly Truth will only get maybe half a yard. And that's going to be it for the Chicago drive. A promising start of the drive, but then getting shut down by this Denver defense, as they will get the ball back just with a few seconds left.
Chicago here is hoping that Philip the Field will be able to flip the field so Denver can't get any more points on the board this half.
Leading the clock all the way down as much as possible. Well, almost as much as possible. This is a good kick, a very high kick. And fair caught at the 32-yard line. Let's send it to SFL HQ to Cameron Irvine for a game break update. Cam?
Thank you, Ramos. Houston Albuquerque and the Headhunters are struggling in the third quarter. This game was 10-10, but Keenan Samuels gets his best interception of his career and takes it back for an Albuquerque field goal. 27-10. Adams, back to you in Chicago.
Thank you, Cam, as Bailey O'Shaughnessy also will get a few yards, and that will be the end of the first half of play. Half of a lot of defense. Denver's gets a couple of takeaways as well as a couple sacks, and 10-6. Mickey, what are your takeaways from this first half? Austin? Oh, were you gonna take a look at the updated stats here? Carlos Glenn, only 4 passes, 76 yards. I think we got you back, Mickey.
Yeah, you got me back. I apologize there, Ramos. I decided to mute my mic and didn't unmute it. But I do have to say that it's really hard to choose a player of the game. We usually look at the offense for this, but both defenses have been playing super strong here. And both defenses also have an interception on the game. So it's really hard to choose a player of the half so far.
I will actually, Asango gets it with his touchdown. I will actually give it, believe it or not, to a team that is losing, and that will be Sean Perrin with 3 sacks. Back to back to back. As we're going to take a quick break. Be right back.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
It's an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Breaks GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Breaks GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Breaks GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site. That is breaksgpt.com. And we're going to have a clipping call, so block in the back, Mickey, and that's going to be killer sometimes when this drive, as Chicago will be starting up at their own 18-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great return there for Chicago. That was Ryan Ovlowski there on the return. But as you can see there, that was John Fullerton with the block in the back, unable. They would have had it 1st and 10 at the 33, but now they're beyond their 20-yard line, and now they have 82 yards to go for pay dirt.
From the 18, 2 backs in the backfield, twin set for the Warriors. Patak to throw. Patak throws it middle, and the pass is caught. Really good play right there to the fullback. That is number 35, Dean Jackson, and a really interesting call. It was basically almost like a tunnel screen of sorts. Kind of that route concept. First down.
Looked like that Jackson right there just came out of the backfield, made a right-hand turn at the end, and just did a fly route up the field. It was a good play call by Chicago.
Looks like a slip screen as the loose Scott gets the handoff for a gain of 2. Quickly put down by Hugo Reynosa. 6'7", 315 for Hugo, as he is the tallest player on the field tonight. We'll check that. Jess Fullerton Galarza at 6'8". As this handoff will go nowhere right there off the left-hand side. James Stewart will be dropped back for about a loss of half a yard.
It's 3rd and 9 here for Chicago. Not only does the Denver defense have to look out at the receivers, but they have to keep an eye on Ty Patak because he is known to run the ball, as we've seen all game.
Even on 3rd down and longs, he tends to do that. John Fullerton goes in motion. And now it's a 2-by-2 set. Patak to throw. Patak goes down as he's unable to climb the pocket. And Joseph Sabolka goes with his first sack of the night. 6'5", 300 for Sabolka, 11 seasons in the Simulation Football League.
Oh, Sabolka just coming around, getting off his guard, and just sandwiching Patak into the turf. That is a man that I don't want to see coming running after me when I'm trying to kick a field goal. I'll tell you the truth.
Certainly not. It's a man that you have to get off your quarterback at all costs, as this punt by Philip DeField goes to the 26-yard line, being returned, and a good return at that, all the way to the 39. So Mosley gives his Nightwings really good field position. Good blocking.
A great job blocking. You can see this here by Mosley. He just gets around the defender. He wasn't able to. He had 3 black jerseys right in front of him, just couldn't get around him, but he was still able to pick up 10, 11 yards on that return.
From the 39-yard line in the game of field position, this one is huge for the Nightwings. 3 receivers and 2 backs. Handoff goes to O'Shaughnessy, and she will go down hard after a gain of 3 yards.
Bailey O'Shaughnessy again, that power back. If there's any offline by the defense, O'Shaughnessy's able to shake that tackle, but that time it was just head on, was unable to get around.
2nd down and 7 yards to go. Showing a blitz at Chicago. They don't come with it as Blanton throws deep, and the pass is caught for a big first down. That is Marquis Sango. So both catches by the tight end. Big plays. One for a touchdown and this one to put his team in scoring position.
Oh, Marquis Sango right there. Just a fly route from the tight end position. If it wasn't for if it wasn't for Derek Majors again hawking down the receiver, that would have been a touchdown.
Denver in control so far here at the start of the 3rd quarter. 2 tight ends set. 10 seconds left in the play clock. They're gonna hand the ball off to Sammons, who gets about 2 yards. Last time Denver started 2-0 was back in season 16 when they won the championship. So good omens here for the Nightwings if they're able to come up with a win.
We shall see, Ramos. We shall see.
And in motion, handoff goes to O'Shaughnessy, and O'Shaughnessy will get about 2 on that one. 3rd and 5.
And Chicago right there, their defense, their front 7, they did a great job being able to move and shuffle over to where they saw the ball going, because there were multiple tacklers on that play to be able to stop O'Shaughnessy.
3rd down and 5. And in motion. Travis Blanton will throw with the blitz, and the pass is going to be incomplete, just behind of the receiver. DJ Kilgannon with the coverage. Pretty good coverage by the linebacker, but that was not a good throw by Travis Blanton. He had some pressure, but his receiver was pretty open, all things considered.
That was Jay Viper right there. First season with the team, 6-year veteran, and even a one-time All-Star in season 21, just a little out of his reach.
Jordan Bradshaw will attempt a field goal, and this one is right between the uprights. So Denver puts 3 more points on the board, 13-6 over the Warriors.
Now what Chicago has to do here, they have to continue the momentum down the field. They have done great jobs during the previous drive where they're able to move the ball down the field, but they get stalled, whether it's the defense of Denver just does a great job in stopping them, or they turn the ball over. Denver has to keep possession and keep moving the ball. They need to get a touchdown here just to tie up this ball game.
It will go to the 4-yard line, being returned. Past the 30 to the 32. Goes Arlovsky, and Chicago this time will have better field position at the 32-yard line. So, for Chicago, they need to keep some balance. They need to keep it with the run game. Don't get away from the run. Patak has 8 attempts. Baloo Scott only has 4. So give the ball to Baloo Scott a little bit more. Try to make second and manageable, third and manageable.
I think that's key, but I also think Patak needs to use his receivers on more shorter yardage routes, not these long passes, 4 and outs, 3 and outs, things like that.
Patak will throw, batted down. Another big play by this defensive line. Hugo Reynosa one more time. In 6'7" and his arms raised up, that's like 9'5".
Just Ramos, say his name one more time, because you just have that flair to it that I don't have.
Hugo Reynosa?
There you go.
Hey, the SFL needs more, Hispanic names. I will tell you that as type attack will go down. Coming round the outside, that is Chuck Diesel. Another one of those Louisiana Revolution players that came to Denver. And just right around the tackle, he goes. And another 3rd and long. This is exactly what we're talking about, Mickey.
Yeah, Chuck Diesel came in like a diesel truck going right after type attack. 3rd and 14. Let's see what Chicago could do on this play.
4 receivers, Patak to throw. Now we'll scramble, almost like a quarterback draw. And he will be well short of the first down marker. 8 yards, 4th and 6. Chicago will have to punt.
Absolutely there. Patak, it looked like it was a design draw there. As much as Patak is successful on a lot of his draws, when it comes to these 3rd and long situations, with the exception of a few, he's not that successful.
This is a really good punt, actually. 4.2 of hang time as Mosley breaks a tackle. Mosley, another pretty decent quick turn, gets it to the 25-yard line. And Denver's offense, doing just enough. It's not flashy. Blanton, 4 of 6 passing tonight. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Dwayne Salmons is averaging almost 7 yards per carry. O'Shaughnessy just a tick under 4 yards per carry. But the important thing is that they're not making, really bad plays. He had that interception early on, but ever since then, pretty mistake-free football.
Absolutely. And you look at it, Blanton has 115 yards on those 4 completions. He's averaging almost 20 yards an attempt.
O'Shaughnessy, best carry of the game for Bailey, as we'll get about 11 yards on the play. And make it a 1st down and 10.
And the one thing that Denver is doing right, they do see success in their running game, and they are focusing on it. And they're just peppering in a little bit of their passing game in there to be able to pick up the yardage when they need it the most, but really focusing on Salmons and O'Shaughnessy here, who's picking up a bulk of their offensive yards.
Handoff goes to the outside. Great job by Dwayne Salmons, reading the space, cutting it up, getting only 4 yards, yes, but a really good disciplined run by the halfback. And this is what Denver is doing that Chicago is not. 2nd and 6. Keep it manageable. Keep it ahead of the sticks. And you'll convert on a good chunk of those 2nd and 3rd downs.
You're absolutely right, Ramos. Yeah, you need 2nd and mid, 3rd and short for Chicago, and they're just not getting it this game.
And in motion, that's our emails. Handoff goes to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy, actually, really good tackle. I think by DJ Kilgannon. Gain of 4 yards anyway. 3rd and short.
Yeah, that was DJ Kilgannon. You're right. Great tackle there. That hole was wide open for the running back to be able to pick up the 1st down, but Kilgannon just came over from his outside linebacker spot to stop him, making it a 3rd down situation.
Kilgannon was one of the better players of an outstanding defense for Ken last couple of seasons. Absolute terror. At the linebacking core, and again Kilgannon will get the stop right at the line. Fourth down.
Big stop there for Kilgannon and the Chicago defense, stopping this Denver offense who's been firing on all cylinders here, forcing a fourth down, forcing a punt, getting the ball back. Now Chicago needs to do exactly what Denver's been doing for the past 2 quarters and move the ball down the field.
On its away. Fair caught at the 29-yard line. Chicago will try again on offense. This defense for Chicago, they're keeping him in the ball game, you know, just like they did against Houston a week ago. For long periods of time, you know, Chicago couldn't get it going on offense, couldn't get it going, and the defense was getting stop after, you know, turnover. And, you know, it is time for Chicago's offense to get going. And in motion, or in this case, lady in motion, Tito Queen, from right to left. Handoff goes to Baloo Scott, and again, this Denver front seven, nothing doing. John Martin, 6th solo tackle of the night.
Great job there by John Martin. He was there on a blitz formation. He saw the run coming, filled the hole, stopped Baloo Scott right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd down, 10 yards to go, twin set. Attack to throw, goes deep, the pass incomplete. Just overthrows his intended receiver. 3rd and long again. You know, that's been the story, especially here in the second half, Mickey. 3rd down and long. So, you know, type attack is really good. Type attack is a really good quarterback. You know, he has unbelievable talent, but with the talent of this SFL defense, is 3rd and longs, you're not gonna get too many of them.
Hype Attack was first in attempts last year, and that was mainly due to their roster size, but it's also due to the fact that they're always playing from behind.
Attack, scrambling to the right. Attack, off he goes. No, he doesn't. Sack on the play. Gerald Cumbas gets his 2nd sack of the night. And this defensive line of Denver has the Chicago offense in skates. We're on skates.
I would be scared of this offensive line too. 6'6", 268, 6'7", 315, 6'2", 310, 6'5", 300. I'd be scared of them too.
Yeah. I mean, the way this team has been able to get new players, that's not a new player, that's mostly on the return to the 35. You know, Tank Bennett coming from Louisiana, one of the best defensive strong safeties this league has ever seen. Ted Haynes, veteran corner, really good. You see, you know, guys such as Chuck Diesel from Louisiana. Glad he's not in my division anymore. You know, Igor Barbatov and Gene Manazzi from Arizona, absolutely killers at the tackle position. You know, Jay Viper coming from Motor City, veteran player. Dwayne Sammons coming also from Louisiana, was part of that tandem of running backs with the Revolution. I mean, this team, they just got an influx of players, kind of reminiscent, you know, to what the Mexico City Aztecs got last season with the players Vegas Fury, you know, guys like Max Jackson, A.K. Jones, you know, Jacob Morrison, you know, in company. So, you know, sometimes it takes, you know, a little bit of a free agency boost, Mickey, and your team just completely looks, you know, different.
Then you look at some players, like you look at Parker Thomas, a 12-season veteran, who's on the 2nd year with the Nightwings and the free safety. All these players working together, and especially the years of experience with some of these free agents coming over, it's just going to boost your team, and you can see it with the Denver defense and offense right now.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. You know, a lot of new players have come in over the last 2 seasons, including obviously rookie talent. Like Jimmy Burgett, for example, and they've done really good things here in Denver. As this pass deep is incomplete, great stop right there by the Chicago defense. That is number 25 on the stop, Derek Majors. And Chicago again forces another punt. So again, giving his offense chance after chance.
And then you look at the defense on Chicago and how they're keeping themselves in the game. They bring over an 11-year veteran with Telemax Scarborough. a veteran in Melodious Manning right there. He's only 4 years, but still a veteran coming over from Indianapolis. And again, DJ Kilgannon, who was part of the 2 monster seasons with Canton, he decided to leave and come over to Chicago. So as much as Denver's bringing over some experience, so is Chicago, and especially Chicago desperately needed. They only drafted Kronkworthy, the rookie, in the 28th pick, and that's the only drafted rookie that they have on their roster so far.
Yeah, and Baloo Scott gets a handoff, gets about 6 yards. Baloo Scott, one of those players from, from the old Seattle Nemesis.
And Baloo Scott, she's nothing to shake your head about either. She is a quality running back, but she's going up against this veteran defense here and a very strong defensive line. It's hard for her to get yardage.
The tackle throw goes back. The pass incomplete, almost jumped by the defense. But Lyric Da Vinci cannot come up with it. A struggling Chicago offense will try to convert a 3rd down. You're watching the Simulation Football League right here on YouTube. Put your force up. 12s, 86s, 68s, 93s in the chat. Last 10 minutes of the ball game. 3rd down efficiency, 25% for Chicago. 33% for Denver, as both defenses have come in and shown out. Patak to throw. Patak scrambles. Patak killed in the backfield. A loss of about 7 yards. Hugo Reynosa again. There's that name.
Yeah. Thank you for saying his name, because you just do it more justice than I, Ramos. But yeah, Reynosa just comes in. Another tackle for him. Another sack for Hugo Reynosa. I tried there for you. And just big plays there for Reynosa.
And really, I mean, he's making a case, in my opinion, for player of the game at this point. In the first half, I gave it to Sean Perrin, even though Chicago was trailing. Those 3 sacks, came up huge. But now he has those 4 tackles, including 2 sacks, which are tackles for loss. And he had that batted down pass. He's been an absolute menace at the line of scrimmage. And Chicago, simply put, has been unable to block him all night long.
We got to talk a little bit more about the Denver defense. Cumbus, 2 sacks. Reynosa, 2 sacks. Cebulka, 1 sack. Chuck Diesel, 1 sack. They've got 6 sacks on the game.
Yes, and this is against a mobile quarterback. Normally, the mobile quarterback, sometimes they do run into sacks, but, a mobile quarterback can get off a sack, can absolutely outrun defensive ends and defensive tackles for the most part. And this defense is having none of it. 2nd down and 5. 9 minutes left in regulation. Man in motion this time is number 83, Marcellus Rivers. Handoff goes to Sammons, breaks a tackle. Sammons gets about 9 and a 1st down. And you have to think, Mickey, even though we still have quite a ways away, still in this 4th quarter, a touchdown for Denver, it does feel like puts the game on ice.
Oh, absolutely. The way that these defenses have been playing, if Denver could just put any more points on the board, it makes it a 2-possession game, and it's very hard for Chicago to move down the field. Again, they're still looking for their 1st touchdown of the season.
Handoff, O'Shaughnessy off tackle as pushes the safety for a gain of 8 yards. And that's another point, is the fact that Chicago's defense has been on the field for quite a while here in the 2nd half. Defensive players have to be pretty tired, especially at the line of scrimmage. 22 personnel as they're going to try to still hammer this football. This time not successful, as Dwayne Salmon is caught up in the backfield, a loss of 2 yards. Much needed play here for the Warrior defense, as number 23, that was Kronkworthy, the rookie, gets a TFL.
And you have to add there, Doug Day, the outside linebacker, was actually there filling the hole, taking up the lineman so that Kronkworthy could get in for the tackle.
Blanton goes down. The sack comes in by Doug Day. Linebacker, two-time All-Star, including last season, completely unblocked.
Oh, and I mention his name and he comes up big. Doug Day, throw the man a Twinkie. He just got a big sack burger on there. And let's just mention this. Doug Day, congratulations on your 900th career tackle.
Congratulations for him. Top Kiefer from 50. Good. Big kick right there by Topher Kiefer. As, man, those points are so valuable. Because now it's a two-possession game, 16-6. I mean, so reminiscent of last week for both teams. You know, Denver won 16-0, and Chicago lost 20-3. Kind of like the same, you know, level of points for both teams.
You are absolutely right, Ramos. And let me just correct you, and I hate to do this, but that was Jordan Bradshaw with that 50-yard field goal there for Denver.
Jordan Bradshaw with the kick. My apologies. Looking at the wrong sheet. Jordan Bradshaw, a veteran here in the Simulation Football League. Remember, he played for Jacksonville, I'm pretty sure. Have to check on that. I'm pretty sure he played for the Kings at the start of his career. But Lou Scott gets the handoff and gets 3. And this is a little bit more of what they've been needing, you know, 2nd and 6. You know, it's not game changing in one play sort of thing, but throughout the duration of a game, you know, 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5, that's way better than 2nd and 10, 2nd and 12.
But if you look at the average yards per play for each team, Denver has average of 4 yards per play, which isn't bad, but Chicago, average of 1 yard per play.
That's not going to do it, and that's going to go for 0 as this pass is incomplete. Not a bad throw by Patak, but better coverage by the 9-week defense. How many likes do we have on this video so far? It's not enough. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you've got notifications on so you won't miss a minute of SFL and SFLM action, and help the channel grow through your support. Patak throws deep, intercepted, and this is the ball game, as this is being returned past the 10, and actually thought he was going to return it all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. But Denver inside the 10-yard line could be the ball game. I'm not going to say it's the ball game yet, but very easily could be, as Ted Haynes, who's been blanketing receivers left, right, and center, gets the pick.
A great job there by Ted Haynes. Was able to turn his head over his outside shoulder, see where the ball is being thrown, able to catch that interception, then bring it back to inside the 10-yard lines. And you're right, even if Denver can't get in the end zone here, Jordan Bradshaw can kick a field goal. They'll go up by 13. That's a 2-touchdown game, which Chicago, so far this year, has not been able to get.
Salmons pushes forward, gets to the 2. As Denver will be facing a 2nd and goal. And this is time to put in all the heavyweights. Put in Ari Mills, put in all those guys, Marquis, Sango. Get all of them in there. There you go. 22 personnel. Handoff. O'Shaughnessy. Touchdown, Denver.
Now, I'm going to agree with you, Ramos. This game is pretty much out of reach for Chicago. They are now down by 17, so this is going to be a 3-possession game. 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions just won't do it. They'll still be a point down. And Chicago desperately needs to get into the end zone. They haven't been able to do it. They didn't do it last week. They haven't done it this week. But I will say this. Last week, Queen City and Oklahoma City, it looked like Queen City was out of it in the second half after 2 quick turnovers. You never know what's going to happen in the SFL. So just keep an eye on this. As Ty Patak gets on his game, he's able to run the ball, you'll be able to see it. You'll see Chicago come back in this game with a fury.
It will need to happen, and it will need to happen now with 6 minutes left. Basically, you need to score a touchdown every 2 minutes, as this kick will be knelt down in the end zone for a touchback. Type attack so far tonight, and having a rough game. 12 of 28 for 138 yards passing. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and an average yards per attempt of under 5 yards. And you compare that to Travis Blanton's 16 yards per attempt, and that's just a world of difference. Type attack throws. The pass is caught, actually, this time off his shoelaces for a gain of 7 yards. And let's send it to Cameron Irvine for another game break update from SFL HQ.
Thank you, Ramos. No quit in Houston tonight. John Lakeman goes over 300 yards passing in the game against Albuquerque, but Houston falls just short as you see Lakeman's final touchdown here. Albuquerque 37, Houston 31. The final in New Mexico. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam, as Albuquerque still has yet to lose at home in their franchise history. And that's just a little bit over a season, but still very impressive. Handoff, no, play action, attack, throws, the pass caught, best throw of the night by Type Attack in between 2 different defenders. John Fullerton for a first down.
I want to know how John Fullerton was able to catch that ball. He had 2 defenders all over him, but Type Attack just threaded the needle, getting it to Fullerton, picking up another first down. This is what Chicago needs right now. They need to move the ball down the field. Right now, they're doing a great job, but as we've seen all ball game, they could do it in the start of the drive, but not at the end.
Passing, intercepted, and this one is being returned past the 40 to the 37-yard line. It really feels, Mickey, for Chicago, it's been 1 step forward, 2 steps back the entire night.
I agree, and it looked like that was just a route error. It looks like Paulie Truth went the wrong way on his route. I believe that was the intended receiver, and Schreiner just saw the ball going to the outside as the receiver went to the inside, and Schreiner got the pick, an easy pick for him, and just an open lane.
First down and 10 for Denver. Handoff, O'Shaughnessy gets about 6 as week 2 of SFL season 24 rolls on tomorrow with a pair of matinee games featuring 4 returning playoff teams. Starting at 1 p.m. Eastern, Baltimore hosts Fort Worth, shortly followed by Sin City visiting Florida. The nightcap begins at 7:45 p.m. Eastern with Nashville at Carolina and DC at Indianapolis, all right here on the Virtual Football Network. As 2nd down and 4, Denver trying to just take the clock down all the way here in the 4th quarter. A very impressive performance on back-to-back weeks by the Denver defense. The offense again does more than enough really to come away with a victory as this tackle is made right there at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and short.
I agree with you. We're not going to see Travis Blanton throw the ball much here. We're under 4 minutes. They're up by over 2 touchdowns here. Over two touchdowns with 2-point conversions. So I can see Denver just doing their best to keep the ball on the ground, run as much clock off, and keep the ball out of Chicago's hands.
3rd down and 3, 4-4 defense. Actually looks like more 4-3 defense here for Chicago and over front. Ari Mills offset. Toss it to the opposite side. Bailey O'Shaughnessy will get the first down with the 2nd effort as Denver will take this clock down at least a couple more minutes.
And you can see the Chicago fan base right there just upset that their team couldn't stop that rush there to give them a chance to get the ball back.
So, last play, presumably before we have to take the 2-minute warning. 22 personnel this time. Didn't take in the clock all the way down. Well, as we have a good run here by Dwayne Salmons, a gain of 7 yards. And again, as this second half has gone, in time, Mickey, the openings are getting bigger. This defense is getting more and more fatigued, and this offensive line is now feasting.
I agree with you, Ramos. I mean, the Chicago defense have been on the field. If I don't have the stats in front of me, but I'll probably say they've been on the field more than half of this second half. They are tired.
They have to be gassed. I mean, this is going to be 44th play from scrimmage for the Nightwings, and this is the 2-minute warning. Denver in complete command of this one. For the Nightwings, again, last season they went 3-9, so they're just one win away from matching their previous season record. Handoff. That one goes to O'Shaughnessy, and rolling forward, getting about 1.5 yards, 3rd and 1 upcoming, as the Warriors call a timeout.
And we can't fail to mention that the last time that Denver went 2-0, you mentioned it earlier in the game, they won the season 16 championship. So this might be a good omen here for Denver.
Yeah, with the team that they have, that offensive line, that defense, experience all around, this is a team that I can absolutely see making the playoffs, as this is a handoff for a first down, which will signify effectively the end of the game. During this division, Mickey, of course, Minnesota is super strong. We already know that Minnesota is one of the best teams in the league. Oklahoma City, I really like what they showed in week 1 against Queen City, but it's going to be, in my opinion, a work in progress. It's a very young team that, needs maybe about a couple seasons to really get going. Indianapolis looked really good in week 1, of course. But, Denver, looking really good. And Chicago, obviously, now at 0-2. I think they will get better, as the season goes on. But Denver, Minnesota, Indianapolis, right there. Central Division looks like it's going to be, some really good competition.
I agree with you, and I think you're right. Denver is going to probably be our main foe this year in the Central Division. And you're right. I really liked what Oklahoma City brought to the table last game. I mean, they have the smallest contracted player roster, but they were still able to keep up with Queen City. I know what everybody's saying. It's Queen City, but still, they were able to keep up with a team with twice the amount of contracted players up until late in the game. That is potential for Oklahoma City, so don't count them out just yet. Don't count out Indianapolis. Don't count out Chicago. Don't count out anybody in the Central Division. This is going to be a tough division this year.
Salmons gets the handoff and will get the first down, 1st and goal. I'm pretty sure Denver will just kneel down here on 1st and goal and not, add salt to the wound. But yeah, just going to your point with Oklahoma City, they have about 12, 14 players contracted, and they got the maximum out of those players. Really, in week 1, they put up 31 points on the board.
No,
in week 1. And that's impressive, regardless of how much talent you have. 31 points on the board is not easy at all.
And a big stat that we have to mention, especially this being a kneel down here and essentially the end of the game, Denver went back-to-back 2 games in a row without allowing a touchdown. Last game they shut out the Carolina, and this game Chicago only got 2 field goals, so no touchdowns for this Denver defense so far.
Denver, through 2 weeks, allowing 3 points a game, which is something that you see in baseball. As this is the end of this one. Denver 23, Chicago 6, and mostly, basically everything Denver here, Mickey. But I want to hear your player of the game.
It's going to be tough, and I could go on the offensive side of the ball and look at Dwayne Salmons, 113 yards on 21 attempts with 5.4 yards per carry. Trellis Blanton, not a big day on the game, but you got Sango, who had 2 targets for 77 yards, including that 40-yard touchdown. I think who I'm going to give it to, it's just a game ball in general to the Denver defense. Not just for this game, but for last game. Not allowing a touchdown, which is hard in the SFL, but just being able to contain type attack and this Chicago offense, but for them to not be able to really move down the field, picking off Patak 3 times, stopping him 6 times, 6 sacks for this Denver defense.
Yeah, just to put it in perspective, the Canton defense last season was unbelievable. They allowed 12 points a game. Denver in 2 games has allowed 6 points. And that cannot be overstated. It's the start of the season. Offensive playbooks, defensive playbooks will evolve, but still very impressive. I'm going to give it to Hugo Reynosa. He was absolutely unbelievable. Quarterback had no time, knockdowns, sacks, did everything. For Mickey Malillo in the color commentary, Joshua Durr, Cameron Irvine, I was Ramos Lynn. Thank you very much. Paulie Truth as well in the stats truck. Have a good night.